So we'll just redo the sutra we did yesterday. Jajha nya sharameshu nya ramaha. So these are the two sutras that we had skipped earlier and we are covering now. So when na rama comes at the end of a word, na ram comes at the end of a word, and if either of these four letters follow, ja, jha, nya or sha, then this na will convert into this nya. For example, Bhagwan Jayati. So we have letter na here, and then after we have letter ja, which is mentioned herein. So this na changes into nya. So similarly with all other examples, here we have jha, jha, then nya, nya, and sha, palatal sha. So in all these of four cases, na will change into nya. Then she chantova. It means that when sha rama follows na rama at the end of a Vishnu pada, optionally becomes nya rama followed by cha rama. That is to say, it optionally becomes this. For example, Bhagwan. See, this she chantova is an exception of this rule, because in this rule it said if we have na rama at the end, like here, and if we have either ja, jha, nya or sha here at the first place of the second word, then this na will simply change into this nya, this thing. But out of these four, if sha follows, then there will be two answers. One will be the first one, this one, and the second is this one. Bhagwan Shuraha. So one is this one, the above one, Jajanya Sharameshunga Ramaha. And optionally, this na will change into this nya plus cha, like this. Bhagwan Shuraha. Bhagwan Shuraha. So yes. Then and then it says Bhagwan Shuraha Tatah Shashchova. And then this sutra will be applied. Bhagwan Shuraha. So Tatah Shashchova will be applied. So Tatah means after a Vishnu Dasa. So Cha is also a Vishnu Dasa. So after this Sha will become Cha optionally. So this is Bhagwan Churaha. So now we got three answers. Okay, we'll do it again here, just for more clarification. Bhagavan Shuraha. So this is Bhagavan Shura, the Sandhi. Now firstly we will apply Jajhanyesha Rameshu Nyaramaha. By that sutra, we get this. Bhagavan Shuraha. But if we apply the next sutra, that is She Chantova. No, Che Shantova. What is that? She Chantova. She Chantova. Then it will be Bhagavanch Shura. She Chantova. She Chantova basically means if Sha follows, then this Nya will be followed by Cha. Cha Anta. It means Cha will be inserted at the end of this word, which already have received a Sandhi, which means that Na was already changed into Nya, and then we add cha. So Bhagavan Shuraha, and then Tatah Shashova, and by that sutra, Bhagavan Shuraha. So these are the three answers for this one Sandhi. So three sutras have been applied here. Yes. Okay, if I ask you now that there is also one more possibility of applying one more sutra here. We can apply Vishnu Dasa Vishnu Vedanta Hare Ghosha Cha Hare Gada, because Cha is a Vishnu Dasa, and we can convert into Hari Gada, the third letter, which is Cha Cha Ja Ja. So shall we apply that or not? Anyone? We have the letter Cha here, which is a Vishnu Dasa, and we can apply Vishnu Dasa Vishnu Vedanta Hare Ghosha Cha Hare Gada. So, and convert it into Ja. So shall we do it or not?
Prabhu,
Mm-hmm. If not, then why? And if yes, then why? Quite simple actually. The second sutra. Yadav Matre Hari Gangnam. Cha is a Yadava, and that's why this won't change and this will remain same. Simple. Okay? Yeah. So this is done. The two sutras. Then
Prabhu, may you please repeat the reason why it's not being applied?
yeah, Yadav Matre Hari Gangnam. This is Yadava. So it remains Hari Kamala.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about the first one, Vishnu Padanto?
Yeah, means even if you apply Bhagavan Cha Cha Ja, it becomes Ja, okay? Churaha. Then because Yadava is following, then this will again convert into Hari Kamal. So it becomes the same. Okay? Okay. Yeah, so moving ahead. We did this Vishnu Jane. We did Vamanath, this one. Vamanath, Varnanadi Sarveshwari. We did Vishnu Jane, Vishnu Janava, Haro Vina. Then we'll do this one. We'll skip this one actually. This is this one. 121 we'll skip. Not of much use. And actually this is also not very much used. But still we'll cover it. So this is Ra Ramat Sarveshwara tu Harigotram Vina. A Vishnu Jana that comes after Ra Rama, a Vishnu Jana that comes after Ra Rama can optionally be reduplicated when a Vishnu Jana follows. So you can see in this example, when a Vishnu Jana that comes after Ra Rama. So this is Ra, and a Vishnu Jana comes after Ra Rama, which is this Sha. Then this Sha will be reduplicated only if another Vishnu Jana is following. So in this case, yes, another Vishnu Jana is following, which is Na. So we reduplicate it. So it becomes, and it optionally gets reduplicated, it says optionally. So Karshnyam, double Sha. And optionally, one time it will remain as it is. And when a Sarveshwara follows, a Vishnu Jana except a Harigotra that comes after a Rama can also optionally be reduplicated. And so this is first part of this rule. This one is first part, and this one is second part. So first part is simple, that if we have a Vishnu Jana after Ra Rama, in this case Sha, and that Vishnu Jana is followed by another Vishnu Jana, which is Na in this case. So this Sha will be reduplicated optionally. Second case is if a Sarveshwara follows after that Vishnu Jana, meaning if we have Ra Rama, then we have a Vishnu Jana, and after this Vishnu Jana, if we have any Sarveshwara following, then this Vishnu Jana will be redoubled or reduplicated, except if it is a Harigotra. So Ya is not a Harigotra, it's a Harimitra. So this will be reduplicated and it will become Hariyasanam, double Ya. And once it will remain like this. Yes, and then, and actually the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust does not use this option quite often, means this rule in particular. Yes, so this is the thing. Yeah, so if after the letter Ra, if a Vishnu Jana follows and another Vishnu Jana follows, then the first Vishnu Jana will be reduplicated optionally. Second part of the Sandhi, if after letter Ra, a Vishnu Jana follows, so this Vishnu Jana will be reduplicated if a Sarveshwara follows, and secondly, this Vishnu Jana should not be a part of the Harigotras, which means Sha, Sha, Sa, and Ha. And Ha. Yeah. So, yes. And just I'm saying if something is remaining. 1 minute. Okay, Haribol, we are done with Vishnu Jana Sandhi. And Monday onwards we'll start the last Sandhi, which is the Vishnu Sarga or Visarga Sandhi. So the sutras which I'm skipping are not that important, really not that important. And so we are done with 2 Sandhis officially. So please revise, and if you have got anything, you can ask or clarify. You can look back at your notes and the examples we did in the class or even in the test, and somehow or the other, by hook or crook, just clarify the Sandhis. And on Monday, we won't conduct a test because we already did it. And this Vishnu Sarga Sandhi is very small, only let's say 7-8 sutras only. So in 1 week, we'll finish this very nicely. So the next Monday, this Monday and the next Monday we'll conduct the whole Sandhi test, which means Sarveshwara Sandhi, Vishnu Jana Sandhi, and Vishnu Sarga Sandhi. And that will be really a good one, good test. So we'll just start this Sandhi on Monday.
Can you suggest some some worksheet where we can practice this Sandhis? Because as a student, we need to have a worksheet so where we can practice and so may you please suggest something, or may you please share something?
Worksheet means with more examples.
Yes.
Examples means where you have to fill, or there are many examples.
Yeah, any format.
Any format. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll share something where you can either practice or you can, look at. some examples which will clarify the subject even more. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do share in the Telegram group.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll just do Gita today. And any questions on Vishnu Jana Sandhi or the sutras we did today? Okay, so we'll start Gita and then today is 1.15, I think, Bhagavad Gita, which is contents chapter 1. Hare Krishna.
तो
Hare
मुझे मुझे छोटा सा डाउट था, वो जो हमने ये संधि किया था तश्च इससे पहले में प्रभु जी, और एक इससे पहले वाला जो पॉइंट था, एक पॉइंट कि दूसरा संधि था तथा षष्ठो वा।
तथा षष्ठो वा।
जी, तो प्रभु जी मैं ये पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि जो तश्च शे वाला संधि है, इसमें हम हमेशा तथा षष्ठो वा यूज करेंगे ही करेंगे?
तश्च शे एंड तथा षष्ठो वा,
मतलब प्रभु जी जैसे कि प्रभु जी से एक एग्जांपल था तत् शौर्य, तो इसमें प्रभु जी हमने ऐसे किया था ना कि तत् षष्ठो वा में था कि जो श था मतलब वो च में बदल जाता है।
एक मिनट,
सॉरी,
तथा षष्ठो वा एंड तश्च शे। तश्च शे में था कि अगर श होता है बाद में तो त च बन जाता है।
जी प्रभु जी, मैं इसमें यही पूछना चाह रही थी कि जो तश्च शे है, ये वाला जो तश्च शे संधि है, इसमें हम हमेशा क्या तत् षष्ठो वा भी यूज करेंगे?
हाँ हाँ, वो तो होगा ना, ऑप्शनली होगा। एक बार ही तत् शौर्य रूप रहेगा जैसा अभी है, और ऑप्शनली ये चौरे ही हो जाएगा, क्योंकि श छ होता है इरस्पेक्टिव की पहले कोई भी विष्णुदास हो, जरूरी नहीं है कि च ही हो। ततः मतलब आफ्टर एनी विष्णुदास। सो एक बारी तच शौर्य होगा और एक बारी तच छौरे होगा। ठीक है,
अच्छा, मतलब होगा ये कंपल्सरी?
ये दोनों सूत्र साथ साथ चलते हैं,
ठीक है।
क्योंकि श है तो श का सूत्र तो लगेगा। ओके, सो पांचजन्यम ऋषिकेशो, दिस वन इज so this is interesting and easy shloka. Panch जन्यम ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तम धनंजय पौंड्रम दधमौ महाशंखम भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः। Okay, so this is 15. Okay, so we'll start. So first word is Panchajanyam. Janyam. Oh, this is actually Dhananjaya 1.1. So Panchajanyam is what? Is it a noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, or something else?
Noun.
This is a noun. And Which case is this?
2.1.
2.1, because this is object here. And what is the original word?
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya, just. Also this anuswara is ma, and Mo Vishnu Chakram was applied, so it became that anuswara. So it basically means a conch shell named Panchajanya. And personally, I don't know the etymology of this word. Let's see if something is given in the dictionary. Panchajanya. So it says of Krishna's conch taken from the demon Panchajana. Panchajana was a demon. I think it was Shankachuda, right? And maybe Shankachuda's another name could be Panchajana. We'll have to check. If anyone knows, you can answer. I don't know. And what about, yes, so of Krishna's conch taken from the demon Panchajana. Let's search for Panchajana actually. What is this Panchajana? Here he says of a demon slain by Krishna. So doesn't matter, you know. Okay. So it basically means conch shell taken by Krishna from the demon Panchajana. So a conch shell.
प्रभु जी पंचजन्य नामक मतलब असुर को ही मार के भगवान ने लिया था।
ऐसा ही,
तो इसलिए पंचजन्य ही नाम है।
of Krishna's conch taken from the demon Panchajana. अभी हमें ये चेक करना है कि पंचजना शंखचूड़ा ही है क्या?
On internet, it was said Panchajanya or Shankachuda.
Or?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Or?
Means I think he is like another name for.
Yes, I also assume it like that.
Panchajanya or Shankachuda was an evil sea demon who lived in colossal conch shell.
Both of them.
और मीन्स एक ही नाम है, मतलब दो नाम है एक व्यक्ति के.
हाँ, I also think the same way. Anyhow, so yes, so Krishna killed that Shankachuda or Panchajana, and he took the conch shell from him. That's why means quite interesting actually. The conch shell became famous by the name of the demon. So Panchajanya. Quite interesting that Krishna named his conch shell upon the name of the demon. Okay, then we have this Hrishikesha. So this is Hrishikesha, and actually it is Hrishikesha. So this, how did this O converted into Ah? We'll cover it or uncover it in the next week. Vishnu Sarga Sunday. So what is Hrishikesha here? Is it a noun, verb, or something else?
Noun.
Yeah, which case?
1.1.
1.1. Okay, so after a long time, what is the 4.3 of Hrishikesha? Please write it in the chat box personally. 4.3 of Hrishikesha, which is like Krishna word. 4.3 of Hrishikesha. Shrikant Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Shrikant Prabhu. श्रीकांत प्रभु, आप सुन रहे हैं? आर यू लिसनिंग मी? Anyhow. So Rishikesh. Yeah, so we'll have the visarga also at the end. It's Hrishikeshebhyah. Hrishikeshebhyah. Yeah, almost everyone is right. Yeah, just a small surprise on question. So this is 1.1. This is masculine, and this basically means, okay, first of all, it has got two words, Rishika. So see, Rishika means an organ of sense, meaning senses in totality. And Isha means the master or the controller. And so it means the controller of the senses, Rishikesha. Then comes Devdattam. Again, this Vishnu Chakra is the result of Mo Vishnu Chakram Vishnu Jane, so it was Ma. So this is noun 2.1, and Devdattam. Even by the name we can guess it. What does it mean? What does Dattam means?
To give.
You're close but not exact. Dan means to give. Dattam, of course, the same root but more accurately, Dattam. Okay, what does Deva mean?
Something related with noble.
With?
Noble.
Noble?
Yeah. Not?
No.
Is that like that?
See,
Gift.
Yeah, of course, a gift. Okay, let's say a gift. So Dattam basically means here given by. Means according to this samasa, Dattam means a gift given by, and in this case the gift is the conch shell. A gift or a conch shell given by the demigods. Okay.
There is name also Devdat. What is that?
Yeah, that becomes a noun. Even Devdat here is also a noun. Let's see. See, God given. Devdatta means God given, given by God, of Arjuna's conch shell. And yeah, basically we are discussing these two meanings. So we'll have to check the history of how did Arjuna receive his conch shell. So I assume that the conch shell was given by the demigods. I don't know the full history. Mahabharata has to be studied for this. So, but of course, Devadatta can be a noun, and it's a noun here actually. The conch shell is named as Devadatta. So yeah, a conch shell given by the demigods. Then Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya actually. So what is Dhananjaya? Yeah, it's a noun first of all. Which case?
1.1.
Yeah, this is 1.1, and this is masculine. It's a name of Arjuna. So here, Mo Vishnu Chakram Vishnu Jane, and the next sutra, the two sutras are applied. So first of all, the Rupa was like that. Dhanam Jaya. Jaya. Dhanam Jaya. Then we applied Mo Vishnu Chakram Vishnu Jane first of all. So it became this. Dhanam Jaya. Then we applied Vishnu Chakrasya Hari Venur Vishnu Varga Vishnu Padantasya Tuva. As per that sutra, the Vishnu Chakra is converted into the Hari Venu of the following Varga. So ja belongs to cha varga, and the Hari Venu of cha varga is nya. So it becomes this. So here we see the the usage of both of those two sutras here. And then after we make the form, then we apply those pratyas. This we'll study in the next chapter, which means after 2 weeks. So then we get the root Dhanang Jaya 1.1. And which Dhananjaya basically means conqueror of the wealth. Does anyone know why Arjuna was named Dhananjaya?
Yes, because he helped in acquiring wealth for the yagya which Yudhishthir Maharaj wanted to do.
Yeah, the Rajasuya Yagya.
Rajasuya Yagya.
Yes. So that's why he was named Dhananjaya. Okay. Then Poundram. Again, this Anuswara was Ma. So Poundram is a noun 2.1. And I don't know the history of Poundram even. Let's see, what does... maybe you can speak in mic. So it says Poundra means of the conch shell of Bhima. And I think Shyam Gopal Prabhu knows something about this. You can turn on your mic and speak. He's just sitting next to me. Your mic is not on. So I think Shyam Gopal Prabhu knows something about Poundra.
King, that is Pondrak. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Not
okay. Poundra. So anyways, Poundra is the conch shell of Bhima. And if someone knows about more about it, then you can share. So it's a conch shell of Bhima, and that's all. Then Dadmau. Again, this Dadmau came. What is Dadmau? Is it a noun or pronoun or adjective?
Verb.
It is a verb.
That.
Yeah. So again, you see this Dma. You know that dhamaka wala dhma. I think that the word in Hindi, the word dhamaka, we say dhamaka, must have come from this root, dhma, because the word dhamaka means the same as the verb root dhma. Very close.
Even dhamal also.
Yeah, even dhamal. Very close actually. Dhamal, dhamaka, like that. So yeah, so this is a verb, and again it means to play or to sound. Then Maha.
How it becomes Dadmo Prabhu means?
This is actually past tense.
Okay.
Yeah, past tense. Adhokshaja, it's Adhokshaja Pratyas. So Mahashankham. Again, sorry. Mahashankham. So this is Ma. So Maha means great, and Shankham is conch shell. So this is okay. What is Mahashankham? Is it a noun, verb, or something else?
Adjective.
This is adjective here, because Poundram is a noun and Mahashankham is adjective of Poundram. And this is 2.1, and it means a great conch shell. Then Bhima Karma. There was a serial named Karma long back. I remember that. Karma. So Bhima Karma. What is Bhima karma? Like it's a noun, adjective, pronoun, or something else?
Adjective.
Yes, here it seems to be adjective. Which case? This is
1.1.
Yeah. Pakka.
Yes.
No, 7, 8, 8.
See, not every word is a ending word. So, so not every word is a ending. Like, so this is 1.1. Now the difficult question is, what is the original word for Bhima karma? Any guess? If anyone knows the root of the word karma, then that will work out.
Bhima Kri.
No, no, no. That is the root of the root.
Okay.
Okay, Bhima is there, no issue. Then, what is the root of karma actually? It is.
Karma.
Huh?
Karma only.
You're close. It is actually Bhima Karman. Like Atman. From Atman becomes. What is 1.1 of Atman? Atma. From Paramatman becomes Paramatma. And likewise. Similarly, Karman becomes Karma. Now you may ask, then what do we hear about that karma? So karma with long a is a masculine ending, but if it is a neuter ending, then then it will be karma. That's all. Because it's a masculine ending, so it's karma. And what does Bhima karma basically mean?
Bhima karma means Herculean tasks.
One who performs Herculean tasks. Means we are discussing Bhima here. And so one who performs Herculean tasks. Herculean means, really heavy tasks or the big tasks, literally. Anyways, Vrikodaraha. What are the two words in Vrikodaraha?
Vrika Udaraha.
Vrika and Udaraha. What is Vrika? Udara, what is Udara?
Stomach.
Stomach. And what is Vrika? Let's check dictionary. Crow, thief.
I think it was name of a Asur.
Vrika.
Yeah.
1 minute. Here it is. Vrikodara of Bhima means name of a Bhima. The second son of Pandu. He is so called from his enormous appetite. What is enormous? Bahut, So, and what does Prabhupada say on this?
Voracious.
Yeah, the voracious eater. So, because his appetite was, quite intense, enormous, it says here. So, Vrika here means, Vrikodara basically together means one who eats voraciously because the Agni inside is very jwalant, ignites a lot, unending. Vrika Udara.
Okay, so Vrika means Agni basically.
I think I read it in Chakravarti Pad's commentary.
Okay.
That Vrika is, is a particular Agni, and whoever has that Agni in him, so it's like the time one eats the food, the time one swallows the food, and the same time the food is digested. The same time, within same time, no delay, and again he feels hungry. and again he eats, and again the same process. So that is Vrika Udara. So, and then, yeah, of course, we are finished here. Vrika Udara. Then we'll just map it. What is the verb here?
One of the in one of the dictionary it is
Dadma.
of a fire in the stomach, Vrika.
Yes. Even Vishwanath ji, I told you, says like that. Dadma is the kriya, and okay. Dadma means which was played or sounded. So first of all, what was played or sounded?
Mahashank.
Now Dadma has to be connected with these
All
three conch shells. So first of all, we'll connect it to Panchajanyam. Who played Panchajanyam?
Rishikesha.
Yeah. Rishikesha. And then what is the second conch shell? Devadattam. Who played it?
Dhananjaya.
Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya. What is the third conch shell?
Pondram.
Pondram. What more about Pondram?
Mahashankam.
Yeah, it's a Mahashankham. Now the question may be arised why Mahashankham is not applied with Devadattam and even Panchajanyam when we are applying one Kriya with all of these. So in the commentaries, no Acharya, means at least Vishwanath, has not applied or connected Mahashankham with Panchajanyam and Devadattam. They particularly connected it with Pondram, which means Bhima's conch shell. So
Mahasankham is adjective.
yes.
Then that it could be not only to Pondram, but it could also be for the Devadattam and Panchajanyam, because these all are noun. Pondram is noun, Panchajanyam is noun, Devadattam is noun. So how only with Pondram? That could be for all. Is it?
Yeah, means that's what I mentioned just now, that either of the way can be done. Either we can connect it to all of these three conch shells, or we can connect it to only Pondram because of the proximity, the closer proximity of Pondram and Mahashankham in the verse. And I'm saying that when I studied Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comment on this, so he didn't seem to connect Mahashankham with all these three. He just connected it with Pondram. So based on his commentary, I'm speaking, and your answer or your way of thinking is also right, that it can be connected to all of these three, because means it looks a little inappropriate to declare Bhima's conch shell as Mahashankham and not declare Krishna's conch shell as not Mahashankham. So of course that feeling must come in a Krishna devotee, but just based on Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, I'm telling. But that can also be understood if any acharya is going in that direction. Yeah, I can say like that.
Prabhu, means like, because you said being a Krishna devotee, one can have that kind of feeling, why it is not attached with Panchajanya or Devadatta. But when I first read it, and still I'm reading it, I'm just like, there is Maha, Ati, Ardha words utilized for related to quantity.
Okay.
Or volume. So I just thought that Bhima, the size and his hands would have been very big, and he would have needed big Shankh with loud voice. So this was my just
So this is
natural feeling for this shloka.
This was Acharya Rashraj's commentary. Sorry for that. Yeah, of course, I thought of it in the same way because Bhima is mentioned here as someone who's performing Herculean task, whose appetite is enormous. So he must be needing something bigger to blow. So, but at last, it just depends on what the commentary says on the particular shloka. And yes,
because like Krishna, although Krishna, we talk about Krishna, he has different physical attributes. Like his height is also like Bhima is very tall, and Krishna is on from material point of view in that Leela, he's not so tall.
Yes.
So just because Krishna is there, not necessarily his Shankh would be very loud and he has a big Shankha.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, okay. So again, the same answer I gave. So this pondram was blown by. It says Bhima Karma, and then okay, it was by Vrikodara. Who is Bhima Karma? So I think it was quite easy. Rishikeshaha. So this is the way Anvaya will be done. Rishikeshaha Panchajanyam Dadmau. Sentence by sentence. Then Dhananjayaha Devdattam Dadmau. Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha Mahashankham Poundram Dadmau. Yes, like this. So this is 1.15. Okay. Any clarification or anything on this verse?
One thing I wanted to ask, it was told that Mahashankham attributes to Bhima. So for three nouns, if the same adjective comes, its form changes. I mean, it has got the same form, or it will go into plural form.
If between the here Panchajanyam, Devdattam and Poundram, 3 nouns are used, okay? And if there is, actually this is a good question. If the avyaya cha is used between Panchajanyam, Devdattam and Poundram in the verse, then the single form of Mahashankham will work. But if cha is not there, then it has to be the plural of Mahashankham. So what is Shankha actually? So Shankha is masculine or neuter? Masculine, let's use masculine here. So if it has to be in plural, so it needs to be Mahashankhan. Krishnan 2.3. So if cha is there, then even the singular form will work out. But if cha is not there, then plural has to be there, like in most of the cases.
Okay, that Mahasankhan would have come, then we would have been confirmed that it was for the all 3.
Yes. Then for sure, like in earlier verses, Madhavaha Pandavas Chaiva, that Sandhane Sthitav, that verse, Tataha Shwetair Hayir Yuktehe Mahati Sandhane Sthitav Madhavaha Pandavas Chaiva. Okay, so Madhava is 1.1 and Pandava is 1.1, but the avyaya cha is used. Okay.
Yes.
So and Sthitav is used as an adjective of both Madhava and Pandava, but Sthitau is 1.2. Are you getting it?
Yes, yes.
So because cha is used there, so Sthitau works for both Madhava and Pandava, in spite of their being not same in this, vibhaktis, different in vibhaktis. Madhava and Pandava are 1.1 both, but cha is used, so they get connected to Sthitau, which is 1.2.
Okay.
So cha works as a connector actually.
Prabhu, if there was no cha, still Sthitau, then Sthitau would be like 1.1 or what? If in previous shloka.
Means, see, it depends on the composition of the verse.
Okay.
Means ultimately, now it is Sthitau and there is cha. So we get to know that cha is there, so they are connected and they are related to Sthitau, and Sthitau acts as a Visheshana for both. If something like that appears, like you are saying, then we'll see, because there has to be another elements as well to connect things. Okay? Any more something? Okay, so thank you very much. And